When I opened the front door, there stood my mom, looking sad. My parents' house has been rebuilt for 6 months, and today is the day they move in. Why was my mom, who was supposed to be heading to the new house, at our doorstep? Mom, what happened? Why are you here? Well, you see. What my mom revealed was an unforgivable truth. My name is Ava, I'm 28 years old. I've been married to Yuji for nearly 2 years now. We live together in a flat. My family consists of my mom and my older brother. My father passed away 6 years ago due to illness, leaving my mom living alone in our family home. My brother, Lucas, got married 3 years ago and lives happily with his wife, Zoe. That day was the anniversary of my father's death, so both our families had planned to gather at our family home. During this visit, my brother suddenly made a surprising suggestion. Mom, why don't you live with us? What? Shocked by my brother's unexpected proposal, my mom seemed a bit upset. Live together? Lucas, you already live with Zoe. Since Dad passed away, it's just been only you in the house, right? Plus, the house is getting old. Well, yes, that's true. Seeing my mom's uneasy reaction, I asked my brother. Bro, are you serious? Didn't you say when you got married that you wanted to spend your newlywed life just with Zoe in your apartment? And about the space? Well, yeah, but... It's been a few years since we got married, and I was thinking, why not rebuild the family home and live there together? Rebuild and live together? Yeah. This house creaks and stuff, right? So, if we rebuild it, we could live there together with Mom. I see. Rebuilding the family home. I hadn't thought of that. I had thought my brother's idea was out of the blue, but it seems he had given it thorough thought. Turning back to my mom, my brother continued. Mom, we don't know what the future holds. I want to properly repay you for all you've done for us. So, won't you live with us? But... My mom seemed unable to make a decision, hesitating with her words. Seeing this, my brother reassured her gently. It's okay, Mom. Zoe agrees with the idea of living together. Really? Zoe does? Yes. So, don't worry too much and live with us. If you say so, perhaps I will. My sis-in-law also eagerly agreed, saying absolutely to the idea of living together with my mom. My mom would surely feel secure living with my brother and his wife. I was grateful to my brother for considering our mom so thoughtfully. After some discussion and my mom agreeing to contribute a portion of the mortgage to rebuild the house, it was decided that she would live with my brother and his wife. Thus, it was settled to rebuild our family home. Half a year later, my brother reported the new house is finally complete. And today, my mom and my brother's family were moving into the new home. As I was preparing breakfast, my mom called. Ava? Sorry to bother you this early in the morning. It's fine. What's going on? In response to my question, my mom chuckled and answered with a soft. What do you mean? Today's the moving day. I'm just so excited. I see, so that's what it is. Mom, you were looking forward to this that much. Ha! Of course. Just the thought of living with my child makes me happy, let alone moving into a new home. Is it even okay to be this happy? She exclaimed with joy. It's like a dream. After chatting about trivial things for a while, my mom left for the new house. After a few hours, perhaps it was around noon. As I was working from home, the doorbell rang. Yes, who is it? What? Mom? I opened the front door, and there stood my mom, looking distraught. It was the moving day, she was supposed to have already been on her way to the new house. Why was she here? With astonishment I asked her. Mom, what happened? She remained silent, looking down. Sensing something was wrong, I asked her again strongly this time. Mom, today is your moving day, right? Why are you here? Well, you see, I was told to leave. Leave? But my brother is supposed to be at work since morning, right? Not Lucas. Zoe told me to leave. What? Zoe told you to leave? You must be joking, right? I was confused and in disbelief. Why? She seemed so happy to live with my mom. Wait a minute, you're joking, right? Zoe said absolutely to living with mom, didn't she? I thought she had accepted me too, but when I arrived at the new house, she suddenly said it's impossible to live together and asked me to leave. What? What do you mean by that? After hearing the details, the story was shocking. When my mom, having handed over her boxes to the movers, arrived at the new house, my sis-in-law was already there. As soon as she saw my mom, she bluntly said, "I can't live with you. Leave." Why would you say such thing? When my mom asked, my sis-in-law grimaced and retorted, "Having an old person in our new house would just bring the mood down. We can't even have an intimate moment when my husband's mom is around." To think that after rebuilding our family home on the condition of living with my sis-in-law would kick her out on the very day of the move. I was absolutely furious at her behavior. My mom collapsed on the sofa, completely dejected. Unable to bear seeing her like this, I called my brother. "Hello, bro?" "Oh, Ava, what's up?" "It's not what's up. What on earth is sis-in-law thinking?" My brother, taken aback by my anger, stammered, what happened? Why are you so upset all of a sudden?" It was apparent from his reaction that he hadn't heard anything from his wife. "Listen carefully, bro. Mom is here with me right now." "What? Mom is at your place? But today's the moving day, why is she at your house?" "It's Zoe." "Zoe? What about Zoe?" "That's what I'm telling you, Zoe kicked mom out." "What? You're joking, right?" As my brother panicked, I explained everything mom had told me. After hearing it all, he sighed deeply. "Oh man, seriously? Why would Zoe do something like that?" "That's my question exactly. Mom was really looking forward to living with you guys, and now this?" "Anyway, when I get home, I'll talk to Zoe. Can you look after mom until then?" "Look after? Mom is already here to stay. She doesn't want to see Zoe anymore." I couldn't help but get emotional and somewhat accusatory in my tone. My brother muttered apologetically, "I see. Yeah, you're right." The phone call ended in an awkward silence. I briefly explained the situation to my husband via email and filled him in with the details when he got home. The next day, my brother called me on the phone. "Hey, Ava?" "Hey, bro. Did you talk to Zoe?" I confronted him right away, and he began to tell me about their conversation from the previous night. "I talked to Zoe, and she insists that mom left on her own." "What? Are you joking? Are you saying mom is lying?" "No, that's not it. I don't believe mom would lie." I was frustrated with his roundabout explanation, but replied, "So, what happened?" "I told Zoe clearly that mom isn't a liar. Then she finally told me the truth." "What truth?" "She said, it's our new house, but having mom-in-law around would be a nuisance. We're planning to have kids eventually, so let's live just the two of us." "I thought so." "I'm sorry, Ava. You were right, she did kick mom out." My brother's voice was tearful as he muttered, "I'm really sorry." I felt a mix of emotions. It was wrong to blame my brother, but I couldn't contain my anger. "What are you going to do now? You're not planning to live happily with your wife after all this, are you?" "That's what I wanted to talk about. I have a plan." "A plan?" Then he shared a certain strategy with me. It seemed he cared about our mom even more than I thought. His strategy was something I could never have thought of. If it worked, not only would it be revenge on my sis-in-law, but it could also make my mom happy again. So that's the plan. I just need a bit more time. I'm sure Zoe will contact you in a few days. I agreed to his plan. Got it. I'll tell Mom. The rest is up to you. Leave it to me. After informing my mom and my husband about the plan, I began preparing for it. A few days later, earlier than I expected, my sis-in-law called my cell phone. Hello? Hello? Ava? She sounded frantic over the phone. Zoe, what's wrong? I asked exaggeratedly, and she replied irritably. Just put your mom on the phone. That's not gonna happen. Mom doesn't want to talk to you. Don't say that. I really need her right now. What's going on? Just tell her to come back and live with us again. Knowing everything, I deliberately asked her. Why the sudden change of heart? Weren't you the one who kicked Mom out? Yes, but things have changed. I need her to come back. Why? That's none of your business. She continued to rant without answering any of my questions. So, I decided to fight back. Zoe, you must be in big trouble, huh? Being pressured by my brother for a divorce. What? My sis-in-law's voice trembled as she asked, How do you know that? Well, we're siblings. He told me beforehand that he was considering divorcing you under certain conditions. What? Ava, did you and Lucas try to set me up? Set you up? We just want you to reflect on your actions. I don't want to. I married Lucas to become a housewife. Indeed, my brother's strategy was to not let her continue her carefree life any longer. She always aspired to be a housewife, repeatedly expressing this desire before marrying my brother. With my brother's substantial income and affection for her, he allowed her to be a housewife. But as a result, she turned into a lazy wife. She neglected housework and cooking, much to my brother's frustration. The incident with my mom was the last straw, and my brother exploded in anger. Citing the loan repayment for the house rebuild, he told her to get a job. Otherwise, he will divorce her. Why should I work? She was screaming hysterically over the phone. Give me a break. I finally became a housewife after getting married. I won't give up my freedom. I provocatively responded to her emotional outburst. Remember, Mom was supposed to contribute to the mortgage to rebuild the house. Since you kicked her out, you have to pay, right? Don't be ridiculous. Why should I work? Just send your mom back. Everything will be fine if she comes back. It's not gonna happen. Mom refuses it. What did you just say? Just cut it. I told her off. It's your fault for kicking out Mom in the first place. Agreed to live together but then found Mom a nuisance? How dare you? You should know the world doesn't revolve around you. If you refuse to accept Mom, then work as hard as you can to avoid divorce from my brother. Perhaps my mom heard me yelling. My mom took my smartphone off my hand. Hi, Zoe. It's me. Mom? What are you doing there? Please come back home. No, I won't go back there, and I won't help with the mortgage for rebuilding the house. I won't have anything to do with you again anymore. So, stay away from me forever. What? Hold on, Mom. My mom hung up without letting my sis-in-law explain. I feel so much better. That's the end of her. From this incident, my mom had seen my sis-in-law's true colors for the first time, effectively disowning her. On the other hand, my brother kept repeating that if she didn't find a job by the end of the month, they would divorce, putting my sis-in-law under a lot of pressure. At first, she was stubborn and refused to work, but once my brother showed her the divorce paper, she reportedly started looking for a job right away. Since she had a significant gap from her previous job, it wasn't easy for her to find a job. Please, Ava, lend me some money. Otherwise, he'll divorce me. Help me, please. If your mom comes back, everything will settle. I received such messages on my phone recently. But never replied. I never replied, of course. I had no intention of helping her at all. Eventually, my sis-in-law's job hunt was futile. She was officially divorced and kicked out of the house by my brother. They were officially divorced and she was kicked out of the house by my brother. Meanwhile, my mom still lives with me and my husband. Though we occasionally argue, being close to my mom is a blessing. Ava, I want to eat barbecue today. Really, Mom? Won't that be hard on your stomach? My stomach is still strong. Yuji is coming home early today, right? Shall we have a beer together? Sure, but just take it easy. I know. My mom seems happier than before. My husband also treats her with great care, filling our home with smiles. Adding to this happiness, I'm expecting my first baby. I plan to tell my mom about it during tonight's barbecue party. I'm sure she'll be excited. Now, I look forward to spending happy days with my husband, mom, and the baby on the way.